Caught my wife cheating twice in 5 years. I divorced her and now happy with someone new while she's stuck with her broke app in a house she can't afford. There is hope on the other side without your cheating partner. I've never posted my story in detail on here, but I'm hoping that maybe someone comes across it and gives them some hope that life goes on, as this sub has been invaluable to me. I caught my wife of 15 years cheating this past year. It was the second time she had cheated on me in 5 years. After the first time, we reconciled after she begged me to stay in the marriage, had a 2-ish-year honeymoon phase where it felt like we were totally in love once again. However, she went back into her pattern of leaving herself available to any guy that shows even the slightest interest in her. Her affair this year detailed her flying a man she was talking to on the internet to a conference she was attending in another state, which I found out about. Immediately in the aftermath, she indicated that the affair was over and that she wanted me to stay with her. We have 2 children, but I was torn as it had become clear this was a pattern, a cycle that could not be broken. In the month following that D-Day, I attempted to talk to her about the affair and my frustration with the whole situation. She responded with only gaslighting and blame shifting. Still, after a month, I told her that I agreed with her, that we needed to save our marriage. She, however, responded this time with "I can't make that decision with you right now." I spiraled. How could this woman who had cheated on me and then indicated she wanted to stay with me put me through this? Over the course of another month, I did my best to save our marriage, but she still didn't want to consider counseling or talk through our issues. It was one of the most depressive months of my entire life. I began talking with some friends and family about the situation and their response was universally, "What on earth are you doing? Why are you trying to save a marriage that essentially has no hope?" As I spoke with them, I noticed a shift in myself. That I started to change from "I only want this woman" to "You can find happiness without her," from "What about my kids?" to "Your kids will do better in an environment where you are happy than one with such an imbalance between the 2 parents." One night, it shot through me like a lightning bolt. "You need to ask for a divorce." I walked into our bedroom, where she was watching TV, and I said, "I want a divorce." She responded with, "Well, if that's what you want. I do want that." I was terrified I would regret my decision in the days following and come back to her on my knees pleading to save our marriage. But I didn't. Instead, what followed was actually a very amicable and agreeable split. Funny enough, our relationship near the end of our marriage was probably one of the best points in our marriage. I think it's because I just didn't care anymore. I didn't care how she felt about me as a partner. I wasn't going to let her determine my happiness anymore. In all, I kept the house because she couldn't afford it, but she found an apartment nearby. We agreed on literally everything in our divorce, so we were able to do a dissolution of our marriage, so we didn't have to do a knockdown drag-out fight over every little thing. We have 50-50 custody of our children. I'll give people going through this or possibly about to go through this some advice. If you can, and you live in a state where you can do a dissolution versus a contested divorce, do it. Absolutely talk to an attorney, but there's a lot of advice on here to get down in the muck and do a knockdown, drag-out. But if you can come to a satisfying agreement between the parties, you need to do it. That said, always keep an attorney in your back pocket. Don't be afraid, if you feel like your partner is being unfair, or there's an issue that you can't budge on, to use divorce to make sure you get what you want. But I can say, don't let the emotions of the affair feel like you need to use divorce to get revenge when you can likely come out much better on the other side if the process is amicable.